faculty, students, and parents. First of all, I would like to congratulate all our graduating students for the achievement that you made and the preparedness that you have to get out there and start your new career. I can see confidence in you. Preparation part, I'm sure Apex and you have done it together, done it in the best possible fashion that could be done in the situation that you were while pursuing your MBA at the college. Before I say something, I was kind of thinking when the MCs were introducing somebody, then I thought it cannot be me, it must be somebody else, because I have not really done much to the college. In the last so many years, my involvement has receded very much. But we are the team that basically started Apex, been there for almost 23 years, staying together for 22 years. That's not just Catch 22, that's much more than what you understand by Catch 22. Some of it is catching, some of it gave us an impression that we've been there together for long. And now, as I could hear some of the students who had first experience with the friends and colleagues who together with us initiated Apex. You still remember the contribution they made to your academic career. And you're very rightful to be very thankful for what you've achieved from them. And also, I've heard others who take a very important note that Apex has changed, is under new management now. And it's changing, infrastructure is changing, and the much broader outlook of Apex is changing. Not only outlook, Apex is changing from inside out also. I guess that if you take that message away, even if you do not think you have gotten as much support for placement as you wanted to, but taking that message out that Apex has changed from inside out and will continue to do that, and you have a very important alumni support back at Apex that certainly is going to help you get out there and be able to pursue what you want to pursue in your future career. Today's world has changed a lot. And in this changing world, I am also thinking of making a small comeback to Apex and offer a regular course. We have not finalized the topic. We have not yet finalized that I'll be asked to do it, but I'm assuming that we're pretty close to finalizing that. The course title, I don't know how much that will communicate to you anything at all, and if it does not, that serves the purpose also. Today's business and economics kaleidoscope, the art of asking the Socratic questions. I thought it might be a good idea that a course that's offered at Apex probably will instill some curiosity among students. And among the ones who look at what Apex has been doing, they probably will get an idea that Apex is trying to bring many things together. Business and economics today is really a kaleidoscope, changing, ever-changing. And being able to survive in that, the most important skill that you want to develop is critical thinking. The skill of critical thinking started out with the great philosopher Western society has ever produced. And this is long before Plato, not long before Plato, before Aristotle, and this was Socrates. And his method was unique that to reach a conclusion, he always continued asking more and more and more questions. And as he questioned his assumptions, as soon as could find a contradiction to that, then the assumption's out. And if a contradiction could not be found, then more questioning of different parts of it made him help others develop critical thinking. And this is not that it came to my mind that we should encourage our students to develop critical thinking. But I was kind of thinking maybe I'll offer a course and then was not too sure. Started out with a very straightforward topic, which you will see in the offerings of any business school. Could have been special topics or could have been selected topics in business and economics. And I was not too sure what will go into it. I was kind of thinking that the new economic thinking that's there will be part of it. While I was thinking about the course, I could lay my hands on a wonderful book, The Age of AI, written together with 98-year-old Henry Kissinger, by more than a decade CEO of Google and Dean of Computer Science at MIT, Eric Schmidt and Daniel Huttenlocher. They came together because Henry Kissinger was worried as to how the technology is going to turn up, how people, in a rush to react immediately, in a rush to build an opinion, and in a rush to do something immediately, and in a rush to give a great and greater intensity to the message, they're not even too sure about whether the message is right or wrong. He was worried and brought that up when he went to Google. And these people said, no, something important is happening. And this is not going to change. This is going to stay. Technology is not going to go away. So finding a deeper underpinnings, the philosophical basis behind learning process can help anybody to make the best use of the technology that's available today. They worked together for almost 7-8 years and came out of the book at the age, Henry Kissinger at the age of 98. I was quite impressed. I'll just talk about 4 words that come so close to my heart from that book. In today's world, what we are after is immediacy. Something has to happen immediately. Cannot wait for anything. Quickly, immediately. And then, for that, the intensity is so much, the message that you get. You're not reading word by word or sentence by sentence, going back and saying, maybe this is what I learned, maybe this is what the message is. We don't do that. Largely, we are exposed to visuals, graphics, pictures, videos, Instagrams, TikToks, and then immediacy and the intensity that's there will make us not be able to resist the temptation of reacting to what you think is right. And then what that does is polarizes society into the ones who agree from the ones who do not agree. 2 poles are created. It's not only that you meet people in person. I mean, as you have a good experience, COVID did tremendous harm to the world, society. But it did some good also. I mean, if we know it's all bygone now, then some of the knowledge that we have learned from COVID, the technology, I mean, had the COVID not been there, you probably would not have used the technology to learn from home. The world probably would not have learned a technology to work from home. So that part's there, but at the same time, I don't want to dwell on that, but what the message I want to get across here is, now we live in a virtual community. We don't have to see each other. If we meet virtually, then throughout the globe, we create our own virtual community, and where we all agree, we all have same feelings, same ideas, and that creates the echo chamber. And everybody who is part of my echo chamber feels like me, as intensely as I do, feels as motivated to do what I am doing, feels something as incorrect as I do, and what that does is does not give you an opportunity to hear the counterpoint of view. And you slowly start developing a feeling that this is the only truth in the world. Nothing else can exist. And within your echo chamber, you have your group that conforms with each other. And that conformity, the polarity created by it and the conformity makes you, and very likely to make you, a person worse than the one who started out creating the network. So being very careful of what we are creating is going to be very important. That probably is a very important message. We have to learn to live with the technology and make the best out of it. I'll just take another few minutes. I was kind of thinking that I will not be too long, and then now I'm realizing that I'm tending to become a little longer than I intended to. But there are a few other things I would like to say, and then maybe then after I'll leave you, and then maybe a conversation probably will start, and that conversation would be part of Apex Alma Mater also, hopefully. Coming back to this, and then now knowing that, and what Henry Kissinger, Eric Smith, and Daniel Huttenlocher come to conclusion is, now the change is so profound as the age of faith where everybody believed in God. The faith was there. My God does it. My earth is central. And based on what I have done, my God is going to take me to heaven or hell. Or if you are a believer of Christian philosophy, then a purgatory in between also. Everything was earth-centric. And from there, lot of innovations, lot of scientific knowledge came into being. And then people started questioning. Does the earth circle around sun? Is the earth flat or spherical? Is my idea right or wrong? What is the reasoning behind it? And then they started reasoning, and then came the new age, which is called Age of Reason. Age of Reason brought into enlightenment, many changes in the world, the scientific discovery, and then building on those scientific discoveries, many more discoveries were made. So now these three people say, as profound as faith had been back then, as profound as reason had been to bring us where we are today, AI is going to change our society beyond imagination. This morning, I was during my gym hour, listening to Eric Smith's talk. One of the things that he points out is, based on the technology we already have or will have in few years, based on the capacity for genetic editing, based on protein folding, based on everything that we have today, we can create an exact replica of ourselves. A replica of every individual can be created. That will not be a human being. That would be a bot. That would be a bot, but with technology developing over a few years, that bot could be created to look just like you, think just like you, do just like you. Now imagine, a day will come in everybody's life when you go from the world, what do you do with the bot? That's your replica. Do you keep him? Do you crush him? If you keep him, that's not a human being. That's not going to ask for more food. But then that bot's going to grow even after you are long gone. Your replica is going to be in the world even after you're long gone. Is that good? Is that bad? No, who knows? These are some of the things that in your life you'll be seeing are happening. In few years' time, there will be nobody driving any car. They will all be autonomous vehicles. How do you cope with that? And now, the revolution that's happening in bioeconomy, that's going to change the world tremendously. Now, with the technology that we have, one simple example for our case would be sickle cell anemia. We have enough information for any individual who can cure sickle cell disease, and not only we can cure, we know the information of genetic protein mapping so well that we can just take alphabet out from the DNA sequence and make sure that the ones who will be born in future will have no sickle cell anemia. And then again, coming back to COVID, Pfizer and Moderna, two vaccinations that were created. The technology behind that, messenger RNA, keeping that messenger, you change one DNA map, and then through the messenger RNA, you tell the body that everything else, all those cells, every cell in that body has to be changed, because otherwise this guy will have sickle cell, possibility of contracting sickle cell anemia. And we have that technology. And with the Pfizer and Moderna they did for finding the vaccination, and this technology is going to increase. Now I will not be long. What I'm trying to imply here is, this is a time when you're graduating. Some of these stories today probably will sound fascinating, but they will be real life for you in just about few years to come. They will be real life for you. That's the world that you'll be living. And one of the lessons from there would be, learning is not an event, it's a lifetime process. Not only that you learn every year, a time will come, you will learn every week, every day, and then you'll be changing professions as the technology evolves, as some of the works become redundant, as some other work become more important. Today, it's very simple. A master music can be created. Beethoven's music can be, something as good as Beethoven's can be created. Master art can be created. And then a human being just makes small changes, makes it better. Is that collaboration needed, wanted, unwanted? If that collaboration is there, who are you going to give the credit? To the AI for doing the first work to bring everything together, or the human being who finalized it? And this will be your life. This is what you'll be seeing in the world tomorrow. And to give you a small example, when I was trying to finalize the name of the title of the course, I kind of said to myself, since ChatGPT is so popular today, let me ask ChatGPT to say something about it. I suggested a few names, and then ChatGPT said, well, and I said, suggest me a few more names, and gave a few more names. I said, no, this does not sound like right. Maybe we emphasize this part. What could be a different name? And then again, ChatGPT comes with other suggestions. And then finally, I made up my mind on something which is not exactly what ChatGPT has suggested. And then I asked, how does this sound? And ChatGPT says, well, a lot of people will not understand what the title means. Kaleidoscope, they would not understand. There we are talking about very fast changing landscape. Many people will not understand what Socratic question is. And I said, fine, that's fine. And then I asked, again, ChatGPT this morning, what do you think should I include in the topic? I'm not yet sure. And then ChatGPT suggests me this could be the subject. I said, no, I want to emphasize the other part. How about that? Suggest me a few more. These are kind of conversations that you will be having every moment of your life. every moment of life from today onwards, if you have not started that conversation yet. Before I close, I would like to seriously ask you to reflect on what our keynote speaker had to say, the story he narrated. If you think something good is just going to happen by accident, no, it's not going to happen by accident. Everything is very gradual until something sudden happens. Everything is very gradual in today's world until something happens very suddenly. And to make that thing happen suddenly, the effort our tonight's speakers had to go through, the toil, perseverance. That's a very motivating story. I was motivated by what I got to listen to from him, hear from him. So some of you missed out, the ones who were busy chatting with each other, risking a bit of others' attention span also. If you did not pay attention to him, you missed out a lot. Ask your friend what he had to say about the life. This is one of the most successful men of the country in the business world. He had to go through all of that. And if you do not get a lesson out from there, that you will have to pass through or persevere through much more difficult days to come, and that's how career is built. I guess I'll leave you with that message tonight. Thank you very much.